Welcome back to another explainer. We toss the word healthy around every single day, but our modern world has completely mutated what that actually means. It's not just about dodging the common cold anymore, or celebrating the fact that we've eradicated things like smallpox and polio. Today, health is this incredibly complex web. It's a mix of our environment, our mindset, and our daily habits. So today, we're going to dive into exactly how these invisible forces are completely reshaping our bodies. We'll uncover the surprising ways our digital lives are literally making us physically ill, and explore how some ancient blueprints might just hold the absolute best answer to modern well-being. Let's completely rethink the ultimate treasure, our health.
Okay, let's jump right in with a pretty stark reality. Right now, 28.6% of Indians are obese. And that isn't just some random data point floating out there. It's a massive, glaring indicator of how our modern lifestyles are rapidly transforming our physical baseline. We're seeing this fundamental shift away from the traditional infectious diseases of the past, right straight into lifestyle-driven conditions. I mean, think about it. When our daily routines become heavily reliant on fast food packed with oil and sugar, and our modern jobs keep us literally chained to our desks all day, our physical health takes an immediate, measurable hit.
And then you look at an ICMR report that reveals an even more staggering figure. Over 100 million people in India are diabetic. 100 million. That is a breathtaking number. It tells us loud and clear that what we eat, how much we move, and how our bodies process the modern world has evolved into a full-blown public health emergency. But as we dig a little deeper into the data, we quickly realize that diet and physical exercise, they are really only one piece of a much, much larger puzzle.
Because our health landscape is about way more than just what's sitting on our dinner plates. We are battling severe environmental threats now. Air pollution, for instance, has fundamentally become a public health emergency all on its own. At the same time, we're seeing the immense power of simple physical interventions. Like, did you know regular hand washing can miraculously reduce infections by 50%? That cuts the risk literally in half. But perhaps the most surprising thing is how our modern lifestyle is causing real, tangible physical harm. Deep immersion into social media is sparking a startling rise in loneliness. And excessive screen time, it's not just giving kids dry eye disease, it's leading to a sharp spike in sleep disorders and severe anxiety. Our environment and our technology are quite literally making us sick.
To really wrap our heads around how these invisible factors collide in the real world, let's make this concrete. Picture a grade 8 student. He just moved to a brand new school in a completely different city. He's in a totally unfamiliar environment. He doesn't know anybody there yet, and his parents are incredibly busy trying to navigate their own job transitions. Now, at first glance, you wouldn't call this a medical crisis, right? But let's look at what happens next.
Watch how this sequence of events spirals. It started out purely as a social and emotional problem. Loneliness, a lack of connection. So, to cope with feeling isolated, he spent more and more time on his phone, just endlessly scrolling. But instead of helping him feel connected, it sparked a major downward spiral. He stopped trying to make friends altogether. And here is where it gets absolutely fascinating. His emotional stress and his digital habits actually manifested as severe physical symptoms. He started getting frequent headaches, he began losing weight, and his sleep quality just plummeted. He was physically ill. But when he finally saw a doctor, the prescription wasn't a pill. The doctor advised significantly less screen time and told him to see a school counselor. And it was the counselor who helped him build social support, make new friends, and ultimately regain his physical health.
So that specific student story forces us to ask a pretty profound question. Is being healthy just about not having a disease? Take a second to really think about that. That grade 8 student wasn't suffering from malaria, dengue, or some viral infection, yet he was undeniably unhealthy. His habits and his surroundings heavily impacted his physical well-being. It proves, without a doubt, that we simply cannot separate our social lives and our emotional state from our physical bodies. Which brings us to a really interesting point. Look at how the World Health Organization officially defines health. The WHO calls it a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being, and not merely the absence of disease. That perfectly frames everything we've been talking about, doesn't it? True health requires you to feel good physically, yes, for sure, but it equally requires you to maintain a positive mindset and enjoy a stable, fulfilling social life. It requires you to be able to adjust with your peers and cope with difficult emotional situations. If any one of those three pillars, physical, mental, or social, collapses, your overall health goes down right along with it.
But you know what's wild? This whole modern, holistic paradigm shift, it isn't actually new at all. While the WHO definition sounds like some modern revelation, our ancient scientific heritage has been teaching this exact balance all along. Ayurveda, the ancient Indian system of medicine, teaches us that true health is precisely this: a delicate, continuous balance of the body, the mind, and our surroundings. It's absolutely amazing how this historical wisdom perfectly aligns with the absolute cutting-edge understanding of global health today.
And the best part is, Ayurveda doesn't just give us a nice philosophy to think about, it gives us a highly actionable framework. It teaches us that we can proactively maintain this delicate balance through two key structures. The first is dinacharya, which is our daily routine, and the second is ritucharya, which is our seasonal routine. This means that health isn't just something that randomly happens to you, it's a rhythm you create. It's about intentionally structuring your daily habits, like when you wake up, when you eat, when you rest, and then actually adapting those habits as the seasons change around you so you stay in complete harmony with your environment. So, to bring this all together and achieve this holistic balance, there are a few key practices we can really lean on. First, we've got to eat fresh, wholesome foods that are specifically suited to our individual body constitution, which Ayurveda calls our prakriti. We need to maintain strict cleanliness and hygiene. Remember that 50% drop in infections just from washing our hands. We must exercise regularly and highly prioritize restful sleep. But equally important is cultivating a calm mind. Practices like yoga, meditation, and mindfulness are absolutely essential tools. They reduce anxiety, increase concentration, and help us manage the emotional stressors that, as we saw with that young student, can literally make us physically sick. Yoga is truly a tool for the mind, body, and soul.
As we wrap up this explainer, I really want you to think about how deeply connected you are to your environment. We've seen how air pollution is a modern health emergency and how shifts in weather, like the monsoon, increase vector-borne diseases like malaria. If our health is fundamentally a balance of our body, our mind, and our surroundings, well, as our surroundings undergo massive global shifts, our health landscape is inevitably going to change right alongside them. So, I'll leave you with a provocative question to ponder regarding the future of global health. Could climate change lead to entirely new types of diseases? It's a critical question for our times, and it's a powerful reminder that protecting our environment is the absolute first step in protecting ourselves. Thank you so much for joining me to explore the ultimate treasure that is our health. Keep pondering, keep balancing, and I'll catch you in the next explainer.